iTech welcomes all the participants for today's National Distance Learning Seminar series. Today's topic is on IMS, Frequently Asked Questions, and speaker is Mr. Prateek Gupta. Mr. Prateek Gupta heads Access and Supply Chain team of Clinton Health Access Initiative and has been supporting supply chain project since inception in 2013. As part of the project, he has helped NACO conceptualize and build an inventory management system from scratch and has led pilot and subsequent national implementation of IMS. Mr. Prateek is an alumni of IIM Ahmedabad, specializing in operations and supply chain management, and has been part of multiple supply chain projects with some of the market leaders in retail and manufacturing sectors in India, as well as helped MNCs and exporters leverage Indian free trade zones to optimize their global supply chain. We welcome you, sir, for today's NDLS session. I would request you to kindly take over the session now.
Thank you so much, Divya. Good afternoon to all the ART Center staff who's attending this session. Thank you once again for giving me an opportunity to speak to you. As you are aware, we are very close to completing 1 year of our implementation of IMS version 2. IMS version 2 has been a big success because of your efforts and your continuous feedback and usage. And we thought that it's a good time to have another session with you where we can discuss some of the frequently asked questions. For last 1 year, we have also been maintaining a support desk, and most of you have called on this support desk or written an email on this for various support. So we thought that this is a good time to have a session with you where we can discuss some of the frequently asked questions on IMS. We'll be covering about 10-12 questions, but in case you have others doubts or clarification, you can type it in the chat box and we'll take it up either during the session or definitely after the session. So without wasting much time, we'll start off with the first. Basic question: who are the users of IMS at ART Center? We all are aware that the pharmacist at the ART Center is the primary user of inventory management system. It's an inventory management system which is supposed to track inventory, and hence pharmacist is the primary user of this system. His responsibilities include creation of other ART users. He can receive and dispense inventory, relocate inventory, and do all kinds of transactions that are there related to inventory, especially ARVs. He is also supposed to perform dispensation, enter remaining pills during dispensation, create link ARTC, record LAC consumptions. So he is the primary user and he is supposed to do all these tasks in the system. The next user of this system is a data manager. As you are aware that inventory management system is today used at ART Center not only to manage inventory but also to record individual dispensation to patient and manage patient data. NACO has plans to expand inventory management system and make it as an integrated patient management system as well. And hence the role of data manager is extremely important. He is responsible for ensuring that all patients who are registered at the ART Center, their data is available in IMS, for which we have uploaded the master line list which was given to us in last year, and now he is supposed to enroll the new patients as and when they come. Data manager is also responsible for updating patient records, for doing the link out and transfer out of patients, and in case there is some stock verification, stock adjustment, monitoring, this also data manager can help the pharmacist to do. Another user of the ART Center is the lab technician. The way pharmacist is supposed to manage ARVs, lab technician can manage lab inventory. In addition to that, they are responsible for recording collection of test samples and recording CD4 test results or viral load test results, which gets endorsed in the system directly. Apart from these users, these are active users of the system. Active users means those people who make entry into the system. Apart from that, medical officers and senior medical officers and other staff at the ART centers are passive users of system. They don't have to make any entry into the system, but the information entered by these three users is available to them for their daily task and decision making. And hence there should be an account for every medical officer, every senior medical officer, and every other staff in the ART center. They are supposed to have a report viewer account. This thing was told during the training as well. Pharmacist is responsible for creating this account. However, it has been seen that there are 532 ART centers which have been registered, out of which 532 pharmacists are there, but only 389 data managers are there in the system, out of which only 360 are using the system. Lab technician, there are 428, out of which 402 are using the system. But what is most concerning is that pharmacist has not created the account for medical officer and senior medical officer. Only 148 ARTC centers have created an account for their medical officers, out of which only 72 have logged in. And hence there are more than 460 ART center whose medical officers or senior medical officer are not being able to leverage the information of IMS. As one of the key takeaways of this session is, pharmacists must create medical officer, senior medical officer, and all other staff who's there in the ART center their account. They can create unlimited report viewer accounts. Report viewer is not supposed to make any entries into the system. They cannot make any entries into the system, but they can view all the reports that are there in the system, and we will cover what kind of reports are available. Moving forward to next question. What is the national level usage of IMS? We say that IMS has been implemented nationally. How much is it being used? This slide will show you. So what we have created is a dispensation counter. Dispensation counter can be accessed by anyone, even those who are not part of NACO, by typing ims.naco.gov.in/dcount. And then you will be able to see a counter. Anytime a pharmacist at any ART center makes a dispensation, the counter increases by 1. And by your efforts, by your support, as you can see, as of date, we have made more than 12.5 million dispensation entries. Every day, more than 30,000 dispensations are recorded into the system. And hence, the usage is widespread. Everybody is using it, and they are using it very enthusiastically, for which I would like to thank all the users of the ART center. Month-wise, if you will see, this is the graph which shows month-wise usage. As you can see, the figure on top shows the total number of unique dispensations that have been made in that month. So in the month of January 2016, 6,55,707 unique dispensations were made nationally. This figure is 7,23,293 in the month of August. This red line shows the number of ART centers who have made those entries. So in the month of August, 485 ART centers had used the system. And this green line shows the number of CD4 test results that have been recorded. So approximately less than 1 lakh results gets recorded. Though the usage is very good, but still it is not complete. And that is where we come to the next point. There is a variation between the report, the MPR report that is submitted by ART center, and the statistics that are pulled out of IMS. This is the summary of the variation between the MPR and the IMS at the national level. As you can see that between ever registered patient, there is not much gap. More or less there are 21 lakh patients who are ever registered in MPR nationally, and in IMS also there is 21.5 lakh patients who are ever registered. However, there is a large gap between on ART patients. This is also because of the reason that in MPR, missed patients are included in on ART alive, whereas in IMS, these two numbers are shown differently. If we add these two numbers, then the gap becomes much closer. But what is most worrisome is the gap between missed patients. As per MPR, only 53,316 patients are missing. This is of a month, but this is for the month of June, in which it emerged that 53,316 patients are missing. Whereas in IMS, there is 1,97,532 patients who are missing. Also, there are 50,000 patients who have not been linked out in IMS. As per MPR, there are 96,000 patients who have been linked out, whereas in IMS, this number is only 46,000. Because of these two numbers, there is a gap between ZLN and TLE consumption to the tune of 19% and 15%. There is not one state where this gap is concentrated. This gap is across all these states. As you can see, I have just noted the major states. The gap is more or less same across all the states. Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Mumbai, Bihar and rest of India. The gap between ART alive, missed patients and LFU patient is more or less same between MPR and IMS. Before we go further, I would like to tell you how patient statuses are calculated in IMS. Every patient can have a single status. No patient can have two statuses. The statuses are divided into two categories. One is a on-ART status, the other is a pre-ART status. A patient can only have one status at any given moment of time. Some of the statuses are automated. As you can see, ART miss is an automated status. In case you don't dispense medicine to the patient who was supposed to come on a particular date, he automatically becomes miss the next day. So some of the statuses are automated. That means that you don't have to change their status. The system will change the status depending upon the dispensation behavior or the CD4 recording of for that patient. I will take you through these statuses. As soon as a patient is registered, his status becomes pre-ART alive. Any new patient who is registered, automatically his status becomes pre-ART alive. In case his CD4 is not recorded, then he becomes pre-ART miss. In case he misses 3 consecutive CD4 tests, that is over a period of 18 months, no CD4 is recorded, then he becomes a pre-ART LFU. All these 3 statuses are automated. Pre-ART opted out and pre-ART dead are statuses which data manager or the pharmacist have to manually assign to a patient. They will not automatically be given these two statuses. Any of the automated status can also be changed by pharmacist or the data manager. Now coming to ART statuses. The moment a pre-ART patient is given an ARV, his status will become on ART. And on ART is a irreversible status. That means that in case a patient has been given an ART status, he can never again be assigned a pre-ART status. The moment you dispense medicine to a patient, he becomes on ART. When you dispense medicine to a patient, you also give him his next visit date. In case the patient do not turn up on his next visit date, he becomes automatically ART miss. In case a patient remains ART miss for a period of 3 months and up to the end of the month, he becomes ART LFU. These 3 statuses are automated. Apart from that, ART opted out and ART dead are two statuses which can be manually assigned. So this is about statuses, and what I want to highlight is the automated nature of statuses. That means depending upon your dispensation, depending upon the dispensation that has been recorded, a status, the relevant status is assigned depending upon the logic that has been built. Now, what is the reason of variation? We have thought there are some probable reason, and what we have come that pharmacists are not recording all the dispensation in the ARTC. Now, as you can see, over a period of last 8 months, every month approximately 7 lakh dispensation gets recorded. Whereas in MPR we have 9,32,000 patients, and because most of the patients get 1 month of drugs, so we should be seeing approximately 9 lakh patients less those who go to Link ARTC coming to ART center. But we are seeing only 7,23,000 patients, which suggests that pharmacists are not recording all dispensation at ART center, and it is my sincere request to all pharmacists that they should record all dispensation of the month. In case they have not been able to record on a particular date, they should definitely make effort to record the dispensation that has happened in a month by end of the month into the system. They should be recorded on the same date, but because of some reason he has not been able to record, then he should make efforts to record it. He or she should make efforts to record it before end of the month. High number of missed patients strongly suggests that patients the recording of dispensations is being missed by pharmacists. We have just analyzed it for TLN and ZLE between November 2015. Between November 2015 and September 2016, 4,70,884 patients have been given TLE medicine, out of which as on September 2016 only 3,13,242 patients were on ART alive, whereas 113,721 patients were missed. That means that their date of appointment has gone in past and their dispensation has not been recorded. In addition, there were 43,921 LFU patients. That means they have been in miss for last 3 months. As you can see, in TLE, nearly 27% of the patients between November and September are missed patients. This red portion shows the number of missed patients for these two regimens, which is extremely concerning and suggests that somehow pharmacist has not been able to record their dispensation. Now in this graph we have classified ART center as in proportion of their missed patients. Now what you see over here is the percentage of the patients who are on ART alive plus miss who are missing. These patients, these patients that you see here, these ART centers are ART center who are more or less regular in recording their patient dispensation. There are 373 ART centers who are regular in recording, and hence their proportion of missed patient is less. At the same time, there are ART center in this block, 79 of them, who are not so regular, and on this top box are the ART center who are extremely irregular in recording their dispensation, and hence we see very large number of missed patients. There are ART centers whose 100% of the patient are missed. That means they have not recorded dispensations for those patients in IMS. I can see that there are a lot of questions. I will not be able to take them during the session, but I'll make sure that all of them are answered at the end of the session, we circulate a note in which we answer all those questions. So please continue to write your questions, but we will take them up at the end of the session or later. Now, while maintaining a support desk, I receive a lot of calls. My team members receive a lot of calls where pharmacists or other users say that they are not being able to record dispensations. Okay, there are few things that I want to share over here. The first thing is IMS is slow. This is one of the reasons why I receive a lot of mails where pharmacist says that IMS is slow. IMS is not slow. Okay, as you can see, I have shown you 10-15 ART centers, and there are ART centers who have recorded 539 dispensation in a single day. They have consistently recorded 200-300 dispensation in a day. It only takes 20 seconds to record a dispensation. This is less time than what a pharmacist takes to record in a register. So IMS dispensation process is not slow. It takes only 5 clicks to record a dispensation. And if you want to do it, it can be done. The other common complaint that we receive is that server is not working. Now, as you are aware, IMS has only one server. In case that server is not working, then nobody in India would be able to record dispensations. None of the ART centers will be able to record dispensations. But I receive a lot of calls from one pharmacist or two pharmacists or some selected pharmacists who complain that server is not working for them. Now, this is not possible. Server, if it will not work, it will not work for anyone. In last 1 year, we have had 3 to 4 cases where server has come down, and we have tried to resolve the issue at the earliest. Now, in case you don't have suitable internet connection, there is nothing that I can do, there is nothing IMS can do. So it is very important for pharmacists to ensure that they have a suitable internet connection at their ART center. In case the server is slow, in case you feel it is not working, please check your internet connections. You need to have a suitable internet connection to record dispensation. Okay, now in case you still are having issues, what should an user do? Now there is 3 levels of support. At the outset, the first thing a user should do is they should refer to the user manuals. All the user manuals are available online. When you log in, go at the bottom of the page, there is something known as Contact Us. Click on that. You will be able to see all the user manuals and all the YouTube channel that is there. So in case you have any doubt about how to do something, please refer to these 2. The second thing that you should do is that every 7 or 8 ART center has a master trainer. In case you have any issues, you have any questions, please contact your master trainer. In case you are not aware who is your master trainer, please let us know. I will circulate the mapping of ART center with master trainer once again. The second level of support is your state admin, the store officer. The store officer or the storeman at SAGS is your second level of support. The third level of support is the IMS admin team, that is IMS help desk at NACO. What you see here is the third level of support. In case your query is not resolved by master trainer or by state admin, you are most welcome to write to us, to call me and call my team members, and we will resolve your issues to the best of our abilities. Another question that we receive very frequently is how do we get offline version? IMS has an offline version, where a pharmacist can record dispensations. Okay. However, it is not a substitute of connectivity. You cannot say that I will not use online system, I will use only offline system. Offline system has certain limitations. IMS is an online system. All of you have gone and done reservations in Indian Railways. You know Indian Railway system cannot be made offline. It's the same way IMS cannot be 100% offline. Offline can only be a substitute in case there is a outage at your internet, in your internet. It can support you for couple of hours. It is not a substitute of I don't have internet connection. Even offline requires some internet connection at some point of time to synchronize. Our experience is that it is easier to ensure a suitable internet connection at your ART center. It is mandatory for all ART center to have internet connections. So it is far easier to have an internet connection than to use offline for a protracted period. All people who want an offline can write to IMS help desk and we will provide you offline. A word of caution, offline is installed on your machine. In case you change the machine, the whole offline gets disrupted. Installing a offline is a complicated process. It will require our support. We will try to provide that and we will install an offline on your machine. Please write to IMS helpdesk at nacod.gov.in and we will get back to you with the offline installation. But our sincere recommendation is to ensure suitable internet connection in your ART center and have an offline only as a backup and not for regular practice. Now the next question is, how can other functionaries at ART center make better use of IMS? First of all, there is a lot of information which gets recorded in IMS, which is patient related. Inventory related, yes, there is all the information there is there, but since inventory related information is not of value to most of the ARTC staff, what is more important for them is the patient related information. Then I want to highlight in this forum that there is a lot of very good information related to patients in the IMS. All of you should be having a report viewer account of the IMS where you can see the master line list details of the patient. It's all automated, it's all digitized, it's all there. You can just see the list of MIS and LFU patients. It is available at a click of a button where you can see which all patient, their name, ART number, telephone number, address. The follow-up becomes so much easier. So the list of MIS and LFU patients is readily available in the system for all the staff to use in case they have a report viewer account. Number of daily dispensation. How many patients have come, what medicine they have been dispensed, at what time they have been dispensed, what was their adherence. All these details are there in daily dispensation. The MPR can easily be filled using the information that is available in IMS. There is a lot of data which is available in IMS apart from inventory, which can feed into MPR report. You have regimen wise patient counts, a graph is there, a table is there, how many patients are on which regimen. Even regimens are allocated to patient automatically. But nobody has to update their regimen. Depending upon the medicine that have been given, the regimen gets updated automatically. And hence you have an accurate count of patients who are on a particular regimen. Status wise patient distribution. How many are registered, how many are on ART, pre-ART, alive, miss, dead, opted out. All these data is there in reports. The ARV consumption report is there. Hence it is important that all of you should have a report viewer account and you will be able to view these information. Now how can IMS be made more useful? The first thing that can be done is by data manager. Data manager can start by filling all the details of the patient. A patient has 27 attributes in IMS, out of which about 7 or 8 of them are mandatory, while the remaining 20 are non-mandatory. The first thing that data manager can do is to fill up all the non-mandatory fields as well. They should start filling up those non-mandatory fields. In case you update the telephone number of the patients in IMS, the follow-up becomes so much easier. You are aware that NACO would be introducing SMS-based adherence monitoring, where SMS will go to patients to remind them of their appointment and about miss status, and hence updating their telephone number can be a good start point. There are very large ART center who have got 10,000, 15,000, even 20,000 patients who are registered, and hence it is not possible for a data manager to update all the information in a short period of time. At least what can be done is that the patient who come regularly to the ART center, who are under active care, their information is updated on priority. Another thing that can be done is that in case medical officer has endorsed the side effects of in patient record, that can be captured during dispensation. So far it was a non-mandatory field. There are out of 12 million dispensation, only very few pharmacists have recorded these side effects. If these side effects are also captured, they will be of immense value for treatment. And hence it is my request to pharmacists that in case side effects have been mentioned in the card, then they should also be recorded. We are not making it mandatory, but in case they have been recorded, it's my request that it should be recorded during dispensation. The medical officer should compare the manual reports, the MPR which are sent out with IMS, and flag the difference from time to time. In case they monitor, in case they question the pharmacist that how come there is a variation between the miss patients that are being submitted in MPR and that are shown in IMS, I am very sure that very quickly we will be able to narrow this gap. Please remember, in case IMS is updated regularly, then the entire MPR can be generated from IMS directly. NACO is working to generate the complete MPR from IMS, and this will happen very soon. As you can see that all the information is there. It's only that the gap is so large between the MPR and IMS that the MPR is not getting generated. In case that gap is narrowed, then the MPR will get generated out of IMS. Now I see a lot of questions on transfer in and transfer out. This is a functionality which has been extensively used by ART Center. In last 11-12 months, more than 70 or 80,000 patients have been transferred out from various ART center. I want to cover how transfer in and transfer out happens and some of the issues related to it. Transfer in or transfer out is not a status. It is a remark which is entered against a patient. A patient can be on ART, he can be a pre-ART patient, and he can also be a transferred out patient. Hence, transfer out is not a status, it's a remark. A patient, once he confirms, once he shares that he wants to seek a transfer out to some ART center, the first thing that data manager or pharmacist should do is to look for their patient record and go to edit. As you can see, this is the edit button here. So this is the name of the patient and this is the edit button. You go to edit. Once you go to edit, you scroll down in the patient record and there is a column for transfer out. In transfer out, click yes. Also enter to which state, district and facility he is going. District is not important. If you just select the state, then all the facilities will come in this. If you want to narrow down, then you can enter district as well. And once you do this, then you save. Once you do this, the name of the patient will be flagged as transferred out patient and he will start showing up in the list. A transfer out patient can also continue to take ART drugs from parent ART center. It can happen that the patient has taken transfer out but he has not gone for even 1 month and he comes back to the ART center. So it is possible for the pharmacist to continue to dispense drugs to a transfer out patient also. In such cases, it is important that the transfer out status is cancelled. How it is cancelled? Go to transfers. Once you go to transfer, you will be able to select the patient name. Over here you will be able to see the transfer out patients and you can cancel his status. So in case a patient has been transferred out but he has not gone, then please cancel his status, otherwise he will continue to show in the list of transferred out. Now how are patients transferred in? To transfer in a patient, go to transfers, select the name of the state, district and facility from which the patient is coming. Selection of district is not mandatory. You can select the district or you may not select the district. If you don't select the district, then all the facility of this state will show up. Once you have selected the facility, all the patients who have been transferred out from that facility will show up here. Now over last 11 months, what has happened? That there are some ART centers whose number of ART transferred out patients have exceeded 300 or 500. Now if you take for example JJ Hospital, now more than 500 patients are pending today to be transferred in from JJ Hospital. So those were the patients who had been transferred out from JJ Hospital, but they had not been transferred in at any other ART center. Now it is very difficult to find the name of the patient who have been transferred out of JJ Hospital because the list is so long. It is my humble request to all the ART center to please rationalize this list. All patients who had sought transferred out but they are not transferred in, please cancel their transfer out. Otherwise, we will cancel the transfer out status of all the patients and they will become your regular patients. Please do not accept transferred out patient as new patients. We will start highlighting patients who have been in active care and they have been added as new patients. This is resulting in creation of duplicate records. If a patient is undergoing treatment at some other ART center, he has to be transferred out and transferred in. Please do not create a new patient in such cases. Once you have identified the patient, you have to add a new pre-ART number and a new ART number, and then you say accept transfer in, and that patient will become yours. We agree that there should be a find button. We have missed out on this functionality. We never thought that there will be 500-600 patients who will be pending transfer in from a ART center. In the next version we will create. I will request all pharmacists to please bear with us. I know it's a very tedious process to look for so many patients, but please bear with us for a couple of days. We will put a patient name search over here. We will do that. Now some other questions that we get is, when will ART centers get report relevant to lab tech? This is one question that I receive regularly. Please understand that all data that have been recorded by lab tech is there in the system. It is possible to generate the reports from the back end. It is only that the report is not available to the end user in the front end. We are working on it. As soon as next phase of development will happen, this report is the first report that will be delivered. No data is being lost, all data is there. In case anybody wants a report, we can circulate once in a month all lab tech reports to all the ART centers. We can do that. This is another question that we received from various users, that when will we stop using registers. Now the only reason why registers have not stopped is because the gap between IMS data and MPR data is very large. Once this gap becomes narrow, once NACO is aligned that the IMS data is correct or close to MPR, they will take the decision of discontinuing whatever register, but it will not happen till the time there is a gap between IMS and MPR data. Now what is being planned for IMS ahead? Now IMS has been a huge success. It is only because of your efforts, because of your continuous usage, that it has become so successful, and NACO intends to strengthen usage of IMS and expand it further and make it as a single patient management system in all ART centers. There are a lot of initiatives which are planned around IMS. One of them is complete digitization of white card. As you are aware, there is a white card which is being maintained at all the ART center, and NACO intends to digitize the complete white card. Right now IMS has got 27 fields for every patient. There might be another 10, 20, 30 fields for patients which are not being recorded. Now those will also be recorded in IMS very soon once white card is completely digitized. The other thing that is being done is SMS adherence monitoring and strengthening. In case patients opt for this facility, the system would be capable of sending SMSs to remind them of their appointment, to remind them in case they miss, and for adherence monitoring. The other thing that is being planned is MPR generation from IMS. NACO wants to generate the complete MPR from IMS. There are other issues as well which are planned. There are other features as well which are planned, and very soon those will also be shared with you. Most important, in case you are the end user, you understand the system best. The system is good because all of you were involved in making this system. Please continue to give your suggestions. Please understand that for last 1 year, since last November, there are a lot of suggestions which have been given. We have recorded each and every single suggestion that we have received, and in case it is technically feasible, in case NACO approves it, those suggestions will be incorporated in the system. You need to understand that it is not possible to make small changes in IMS. A system, this is hosted on NIC servers. For hosting an application of NIC server, a security audit is done. In case you make any change in the system, another security audit needs to be done for the complete system, and hence small changes cannot be made. We have recorded all the suggestions, and all those suggestions will be executed in one go. So please don't stop giving your suggestions just because they have not been implemented so far. Please don't stop giving your suggestion. Please give your suggestions so that a system which you like to use, which are useful for you, which is relevant to you, can be developed. Okay, now there are some questions which we would like to cover. Now one ART Lingasur has asked to explain about regimen of drugs. There are regimens. Once a patient is dispensed a medicine and it is corresponding to a regimen, then automatically that regimen is assigned to a patient. For example, if a patient is given ZLN and ZLN is a regimen, then automatically his regimen will become ZLN. Data manager or pharmacist does not have to change his regimen manually. How to find out regimen patient wise? It is right there on the dashboard. Please create a report viewer account. There is a regimen wise status report. You can generate that. Now, new patients master line list cannot be uploaded in IMS now. It was a one-time activity. All of you gave your master line list in November last year and September last year, and they were uploaded in the system. Now, no further master line list can be uploaded. Now new patients can only be entered one by one. I understand that some of the data managers have not, some of the ART centers have not entered new patients for last couple of months, and they have 300, 400, 500 patients. Nothing can be done about it. Please do not wait for a master line list upload. It will not happen. You have to record them one by one. If there is no option but to enter them one by one. So please do not come to us requesting for master line list upload. It cannot happen because it will spoil the complete database, national database. Now there are no different database. It's a single database. If I try to upload patients into it, there is a possibility, there is a 100% possibility that the data of all the ART centers will get corrupted. Hence, no master line list will get uploaded. Only way new patients can be added is from front end. Whenever a missed patient is given a dispensation, at the same day he will become an on ART patient. You don't have to change his status. This will happen automatically. You can see it for yourself. The moment you dispense a medicine to a missed patient, that night his status will automatically become from missed to on ART. Only manual change of statuses is died, opted out. These are the statuses that needs to be changed manually. The medical officer account can be created, or for that matter any other account can be created by the pharmacist by going to users. Please log in. You will see users, add new user. Please assign the suitable role to the user. There are roles like report viewer, lab technician, data manager, pharmacist. Please assign the correct role. In case it's a medical officer, senior medical officer, lab technician, counselor, please assign a report viewer account. In case you assign some wrong role to it, they will be able to make dispensation. So suppose I assign the role of pharmacist to the medical officer. So when medical officer will log in, he will be able to see dispensation module. So please be careful in assigning role to medical officer, to the other staff which is there at the ART center. Please assign correct role. When a pre-ART patient becomes eligible, a pre-ART patient cannot be dispensed medicine till the time a ART number is not given to that patient. Please give an ART number to a pre-ART patient, then only you will be able to dispense medicine to that patient. LAC patient dispensation is not clear. What I will do is, please, there is a video in Contact Us regarding LAC dispensation. Please look at that video. There is also a manual. Please refer to that manual. In addition, we will circulate instructions on how LAC dispensation can be recorded by the pharmacist himself. In case a pharmacist is not there, The person who is dispensing medicine is responsible for making entries into IMS. How to generate reports from IMS? There is a report section. Please look at the report section. All the reports are there. You just have to click on the button and the report you will be able to see. If you want to see the LFU patients or you want to see dispensation report, you just have to go to that report. Please get a report viewer account created for yourself. Click on the button and you will be able to see all the reports. The MPR report right now is not available. Only the data is available. You will have to manually see it and put it in the Excel. But very soon MPR would be available as a standard report in IMS. Okay, so over here I come to end of this sessions. Please continue to type your questions if you have. We will increase the standby time. Please give your suggestion, whatever you have. We will take corrective actions on whatever has been given to us. So please continue to give your questions. Thank you so much for your support. It has been an extremely educative experience and a very pleasant experience working with the ART staff, and we are really thankful to all of you for making this system such a success, and we look forward to working with you in future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for such a comprehensive and informative session. All the participants are requested to kindly type in your questions. All the questions will be answered and will be shared with the recorded link. All the participants are requested to kindly enter the e-poll which is going to display on the screen. The answers to all the questions will be shared with the recorded link.